Day off, Walmart run, what do you guys grab?
Some of us are vegan, some of us aren't, but we all really like these Amy's, like frozen, like vegetarian meals. We got to, we ate them pretty much religiously recording our new record. So yeah, that's one of the things. We're also really clean. We keep the wagon really clean, so we buy lots of like candles and like air fresheners and like Febreze spray and like bleach and like the Clorox wipes and stuff. We like those, like that a lot.
Very nice. And one thing I love about Warped Tour is that there's so many different genres here. Who would fans be surprised that you're friends with off the stage?
That's so cool. I love that because you make friends like outside your genre like all the time. There's a band called Sharktooth that I love watching every single day. There's a band called Dullskin that I really love watching and hanging out with. Dang, yeah, there's a couple. We like Amity Affliction a lot. I really like watching Harm's Way and Unearth a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching like mostly heavy bands this year, and that wasn't the case in 15, but I don't know. You go through phases, don't you?
Yeah. And obviously you have a new album coming out very soon in, what, a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a couple weeks now.
August 11th. So, with the album, I love that you guys started with the title. What came next after you figured out the title for the album?
Yeah, so with the title, I mean, we knew like most of the vision, all this kind of stuff. We knew what the kind of like visual aesthetic was going to be like, and what the message and the sentiment behind the record was going to be like. So yeah, I mean, it was like an all-encompassing title. It was really like, okay, like this is everything we need to know, and everything else can just sort of kind of come later, I guess. But I suppose from there, we started writing just kind of lyrics and riffs that like really like symbolize what this record was going to be about. But yeah, no, starting with the title was pretty interesting and pretty unconventional. I don't expect it's ever going to happen to us again, but I'm glad it happened at least this one time.
For sure. And you said visuals. And how big of a component is that for you guys, and how much input do you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's become one. It was kind of like, I never really used to like, at least as far as I was aware, like care what kind of bands look like. I always thought it was kind of an afterthought. But I'm realizing more and more how important that is and how much it like, I don't know, means to other people. And I've learned to really enjoy it because I used to find it very kind of like, I don't know, not disingenuine, but just kind of like artificial. It was very just kind of like, I don't know, pieced together. Didn't feel very natural. But I've learned to like really love it, and doing the whole kind of like eyeliner thing, I really, really like it. And when I'm home, I typically just kind of keep doing that anyway. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And lyrically, do you have a favorite or most proud of lyric off the album?
That is such a good question. There's so many. Wow. Oh goodness.
We can come back to it if you want.
Yeah,
to talk
sure,
about it.
no problem. Okay, I'll think about that.
And besides that, I had a couple fan questions later on.
Sick.
Okay, you also did the whole band do the Think TEI workshop, or is it just a couple of you? Or
so I do one with Hope for the Day out here. It's free, it's every morning, and we just talk about mental health, suicide awareness and prevention, and it's one of the best parts of my day, genuinely. It's like really rewarding and it's really cool. But Warped is a really tough tour for me. Like I really struggle with, you know, how introverted I am and how kind of intense this tour is. So it is like therapy for me, like every morning. It's really nice, and I don't know where I'd be without it. And then our guitarist Ben is doing one about kind of, you know, being a band in this day and age and really trying to like, you know, run your social media and your brand and all this cool stuff. So we're doing like a couple different things out here.
That's awesome. And how important do you think it is to talk about issues? And obviously you said mental health is one of your big issues. What else do you want to...
It's the kind of thing where like I feel it's important to me, but I don't think it's the responsibility of like every band to be doing it. But I just kind of feel like for us it's important because I don't know how else I'd really express myself, and I have a lot of kind of dissatisfaction with the current like state of the world and just kind of like, I don't know, our ability to kind of coexist with each other. It's all stuff like that, but it's just, you know, a lot of people are very appreciative that we're talking about these kind of things, but at the end of the day they're for us. Like, I mean, it would be pandering if we were talking about these things for anybody else. So yeah, it means a lot to us. It really does. So yeah, the TEI class is like pretty helpful for me in my head.
That's amazing. And going back to the album, I love knowing how a band creates a track order or track listing. So what do you guys do to create that specific?
I mean, this time it was different. What with it being a concept record, it really had to kind of flow in regards to a narrative. But in previous records, it's just kind of about, you think a lot about going into different tempos and keys and just kind of like what kind of works best. Yeah, there's really like no rules. It's just about it like feeling right as far as I'm aware. This is the first record we haven't like ended with a ballad, so that's pretty new for us. But yeah, yeah, this time, I mean, it was really about the story and the kind of like arc of the narrative and it all making sense. So that kind of did a lot of the work for us. We opened with the title track and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily rules. If there are, then I'm not aware of them, I guess.
And have you played any of the songs live yet? Or
We've played 2. Yeah, we've played the 2 that we've released as singles. And yeah, I mean, these are the last shows we're doing before the record comes out. So pretty soon we'll be playing most of, if not all, these songs. So that's going to be pretty different and exciting.
That's amazing. All right, and for a set list like Warped Tour, you have some fans who are really big fans of yours and some that don't know you quite as much that are walking by. How do you come up with a set list for that compared to like your tour? You're going into Europe soon.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you want to. Like, we're really proud of the new record, but we don't want to like alienate people and like, you know, play only recent stuff. So we're playing like older songs and fan favorites and stuff. It's really like you try to make it like a compromise between you know, what you're most proud of and what people want to hear the most. And I mean, for the most part, it's pretty easy to decide. But yeah, we're playing like some darker songs off of OK and stuff like that as well. For just to kind of transition into this like new era of As It Is, I guess.
Awesome. And do you have a favorite lyric or like one you're most proud of?
Let me think about that. I mean, I try not to let kind of the success of a song or a lyric kind of influence how I feel about like our art and like the things I've written. But I've written an overwhelming amount of lyrics. One lyric in particular is like "Stay Strong, Hold On," which is from my new song "Boys Don't Cry." People are asking me to write it out in my handwriting so they can get tattoos of it and stuff. And that's cool. And just kind of, I'd never let like the success of a song kind of dictate how I feel about it, but I mean, there's a certain amount of you that write songs hoping that it's going to connect with people. So when you kind of have that sense of validation, it really does like mean a lot, I guess.
That's awesome. And also going with that, is there a song that you wish would be a single off your record that probably isn't going to be?
The last track on the record is called "The End." I think you almost never release like the finale of a record as a standalone single, but it's so epic and I'm so proud of it for so many reasons, lyrically and musically. It's got such like powerful moments. I get chills when I listen to the bridge coming into the outro. I did with the demo and I still get it with the kind of like the finished version and the kind of reinterpretations of what we were going for. It's pretty cool. I'd love that to be a single, but I'm sure it won't be.
Did you have any trouble having the songs after you recorded them to transpose that into a live performance?
That's interesting. So the Stigma Boys Don't Cry is a pretty slow build as far as especially a Warped Tour song would go.
Yeah.
You can't really like slow it down all that much. So we've added some like cool production elements that I was playing with before Warped started and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's yeah, there were a couple like reinterpretations, like I suppose you could phrase it.
That's awesome.